Hey followers, I just want to give you my pitch for what I personally want Smash Bros. 6 on the Nintendo Switch 2 to be like if, I was designing it and I didn't have to work on it, just telling other people to design it. Note, my special interest as an autistic person is like traditional 2D and 3D fighters, so this is going to be kind of traditional and not super platform fighty. Sorry. It's still going to be Smash Bros-y though, don't worry. First off, I want the control inputs for doing moves and stuff to be directional inputs combined with simple button presses like any other Smash game. So like if you hold a direction and press A, it would be like a tilt attack. But different ones would have different purposes, kind of like in a Street Fighter game. So like forward and tilt and A, would be like a poke. Down, forward, and A would be kind of like a move with lots of frame advantage. Back and A would be a normal with like, it would be hard to throw. Like it would jump a little bit so you couldn't throw it. Pressing B in a direction would be different special moves. And you got it. If you're seeing this coming, you can cancel A moves into B moves, like canceling normals into specials in Street Fighter. Using the shield button would be kind of like the block button in Mortal Kombat. Like you would just hold shield, and then with the control stick, you could hold down to shield low or not hold down to shield high. And there would be high-low mix-ups, but not cross-ups wouldn't really be a thing like in Mortal Kombat. I'm assuming pressing A and B at the same time would be for smash attacks. And they would be like the big moves, for punishes or something. Into the actual gameplay instead of just the controls. So I was thinking, as you might have figured out, it's more like a traditional 2D fighter, except like, percentage-based health indicators, and as the percentage goes up, it increases juggle potential, launch height, and frame advantage for your opponent. So like if you're at 0%, you're doing pretty good, and your opponent has a hard time pushing you to the corner and doing combos on you and juggle combos. But if you're like at 100%, then like even just a jab could combo into like launcher into a big juggle, or on block would just be really annoying. And that's on purpose. Like the higher the percentage, the more you're going to the corner and you don't have a thing to do about it. So the thing is, attacks couldn't kill. Like the percentage goes up. It can go up forever until it's like 999, just like in Smash. To kill, you have to get ring outs exactly the same as Real Bout Fatal Fury. Well, not exactly the same, but similar. If you've seen Real Bout Fatal Fury, it's like this. So like, you hit them against the wall a few times, a few launchers, eventually they go, and you just win. I want the graphics to be cel-shaded 2D, 3D, like Guilty Gear Strive or Dragon Ball FighterZ. That's a pretty easy one. I think everyone wants that at this point. For character design and kind of coloring of everything, I'm going to go for a bit of an odd choice here. I'm going to say it should be like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Anime Part 4 and Part 5. So in other words, everything is colored like a freaking rainbow, and every character is like a big, gay, beautiful, handsome anime character. Like everybody looks like Waluigi. We don't have to worry about, Waluigi not being in the game because everybody looks like a big, lanky, handsome, beautiful, gay anime character. But I'll get to Waluigi later. I want the soundtrack to be like remixes of video game songs, but done in like a minimalist funk house music style similar to this guy I really like called Akufan, who's from Quebec. I just really like his music. It's a song I made so I don't have to get, like, you know, copyright striked, that's similar to what Akufan's music sounds like. By the way, the music should be, like, dynamically changing on the stages so that, like, if it's the final round and both characters are at low, or at high percentage, I mean, then it would be like, you know, like that, like it's really high energy, maybe even faster tempo or something. And I was thinking the stages themselves would just be 2D, 3D cell shading reinterpretations of, like, famous video game locations. And, you know, there's not going to be platforms. It's just going to be flat, like a 2D traditional fighter stage, except for the ring out thing. I think the story mode should be kind of, like, halfway between an arcade mode and, like, what's it called? Visual novel. Like, it should be like, you go through the arcade mode thing, but there's choices with each character. So, like, you know, you're Mario, and you get to Donkey Kong, and you're like, I'm pissed at Donkey Kong because he's fucking stupid. But should I fight him? And then, like, fight him? Don't fight him. And you get to choose. And if you team up with Donkey Kong, maybe you have to fight Ganondorf or some shit. And at the end of story mode, we're getting back to Waluigi here, Waluigi is the final boss. And if you beat arcade mode and you beat Waluigi, you get to play as Waluigi. So it's not too hard to unlock Waluigi, but that's okay. The overall cast of characters would be like, you take the N64 cast, and then you take some of the popular characters from Smash Ultimate, and then you take a few newcomers, and you just stop there, really. Like, you don't want to have too many. I think it would be okay if it was just, like, you know, like, under 35 characters, but they're all, like, complex, deep, like, 2D traditional fighter characters style. I think that would be good. You know, and they're gonna look different because of the whole anime JoJo thing, so it's okay. Final smashes, so you have to go with me on this one. But they're going to be kind of like the super combos. And you press, you know, shield, B, and A all at the same time. And you just do your final smash. And they're going to have the utility of a level 2 super combo in Street Fighter 6. And the invincibility of a level 1 super combo in Street Fighter 6. So in Street Fighter 6, there's like level 1s. And they're typically just invincible reversals, but there's level 2s which typically have utility to, like, change the meta of the matchup a little bit. And final smashes should be like both of those. That's what I was thinking. So, like, for instance, Ed in Street Fighter 6, his level 2 is he goes and this giant slow moving fireball slowly moves across the screen, and it just gives him a chance to kind of do whatever he wants, and the opponent just has to block the fireball while he's doing it. They have to pay attention to the fireball and not him. So, if it was like that, but invincible. Or another one is Juri in Street Fighter 6 has a level 2 super combo where she just installs this ability to cancel anything into anything for a short amount of time. So it's like that, except right when she activates it, she's invincible for, like, you know, 6 frames or something. So then, it's like a get off me tool and an install super. So that's what the utility and invincibility should be of final smashes, I think. Just make it interesting. Training mode should have frame data bar and, you know, hitbox viewer, because that's cool. And there should be crossplay and rollback netcode. Yeah. And by the way, the frame data viewer bar thing was invented by Pocket Rumble on the Nintendo Switch. Go play that game. So yeah, that's my pitch. That's my pitch, followers, for Smash Bros. 6 on the Nintendo Switch 2. How do you like it? Do you like the whole anime character design from JoJo? Do you like the whole, you know, glitch house funk music idea? Do you like the whole make it a 2D fighter, but you can only kill by, like, getting ring outs and all your attacks just make it easier to get ring outs? What do you think? Let me know.